In today's wee little video, I want to make the case against supplements, but then also the case for supplements because they are really useful and really powerful tools for health. But primarily, I want to focus on why supplements aren't actually that great, or when they're not that great, and when you have no business using supplements. So let's just jump on into the first point, which is why would you start taking a supplement if you're not covering your bases? And I'm going to use the brain health example because brain health is my very most favorite topic. Literally, if you read the Glow formula, or if you got my charcuterie guide, which literally has a whole freaking chapter and 7 charcuteries all about brain health, and this is where my passion is at. But let's just talk about this brain health supplement stuff and not covering your bases. So let's imagine the typical North American person. They're pretty sedentary. They're not moving very much. They're sitting on their bum most of the day, working or at home, eating chips, watching TV, standard American diet. And say this person wants to boost their brain health, right? They want to be sharper, smarter, and they're struggling with a lot of brain fog and mental fatigue, and they feel like they're distracted super easily. Then they read some health blog that says ginkgo biloba, lycopenes, MCT oil, bulletproof coffee. This stuff is like rocket fuel for your brain. And they go, hey, ginkgo biloba, lycopenes. I'm gonna go to my health food shop and I'm gonna get ginkgo biloba and lycopenes for my brain, and it's gonna be like rocket fuel. Well, the problem is this person's ultra sedentary and they're eating the standard American diet, right? Their diet is pretty rubbish, but now they're gonna start taking ginkgo biloba and lycopenes because they've read about how powerful this is for cognitive enhancement or improving brain health and brain function. Those two supplements are at the top of the pyramid. And right now, this person hasn't taken care of the base of the pyramid, the foundation of good health. Diet and exercise. What you put in your body and how you move your body. This is the foundation. You can't just jump up to the top of the pyramid where supplements are hanging out if you literally have a rubbish foundation. Your pyramid's gonna collapse, your brain's gonna collapse, and it's not gonna be the rocket fuel you wanted. So my point here, if any of that made sense, is start at the foundation, diet and exercise. And then you can work your way up, climb the ladder of importance or climb the pyramid of impact. And once you've taken care of your base and you've dialed in your diet, you're exercising every day, you're getting daily steps, then you can start to really fine-tune your macros and you can fine-tune what type of exercise you do. And then you can climb the ladder a little more and you can start working with supplements or fasting or bulletproof coffee or ketosis, different modes of nutrition, messing around with metabolic nutrition, whatever it's called. Let's just actually get into this brain health stuff. The most impactful thing you can do to support your brain health, your brain's longevity, is literally move your body and lift heavy weights. When you're lifting heavy weights and you're moving your body, it triggers the release of BDNF, brain-derived neurogrowth factor, and this is incredibly beneficial. That's not a word. This is incredibly beneficial to brain health and to neuroplasticity and to overall cognitive function. So research will show that when people go from a sedentary lifestyle and they go from walking 200 steps a day, which is nothing, to 5,000 steps a day or 10,000 steps a day, is their brains literally show reduced cognitive aging, and they score better on things like learning tests, memory tests, word recall, where you have to read a bunch of random words and then say those words. You have to prove that you remember those words. When you start moving your body, it improves your memory and it improves blood flow to your brain. It improves blood flow all over your body, and a part of that improved blood flow means more oxygen, more nutrition is going to your brain. But it also means, on the flip side, more metabolic waste and more gunk, more toxins, if there's toxins in your brain, are getting removed from your brain and cleared from your brain. And then there's the other effects of exercise, is that when you're exercising, that exercise session is literally sending these signals to your body, basically saying, hey body, stay young. We need you to perform young, perform like you're young. We need you to be sharp. We need you to be on your game. So exercise is literally making your body be younger. It's making your brain be younger, and it's preventing all this advanced brain aging. And a huge other bonus is that exercise improves metabolic health, and it improves glucose sensitivity and not glucose sensitivity, blood glucose control, because it improves insulin sensitivity. When you're moving your muscles and you're moving your body, your muscles store this stuff called glycogen in them, and glycogen is literally just stored sugar in your muscles because your muscles love to burn sugar. So when you're moving your muscles, moving your body, your muscles are burning through that sugar. When you're done burning through that sugar and you're done moving your body, now that muscle needs to resupply its sugar storage. It's gonna pull sugar out of the blood and put it into the muscle to restock up that glycogen storage. So if you just had a mega workout and you have a banana, everybody freaks out about bananas, but if you have a major workout and you eat a banana, your blood sugar is gonna be totally fine. Your muscles are gonna soak up those carbohydrates and start resynthesizing that glycogen. So exercise improves metabolic health because it improves insulin sensitivity, and it improves your body's ability to control and regulate blood sugar. And this is so incredibly important for your brain because a lot of people are talking about or suggesting that Alzheimer's is just type 3 diabetes. It's an insulin resistance of the brain. So your brain cells, your neurons, are insulin resistant, meaning that they're not listening to insulin's signal. So when insulin's trying to unlock the cell and allow sugar in so the neuron can have sugar, turn it into energy and actually function, they're resisting all that. So this brain cell literally can't access sugar, it can't access energy, and this is accelerating or leading to and worsening cognitive decline. Okay, so now at this point, you're interested in brain health and you just started moving your body a whole lot more. The next thing you want to focus on is diet. What are you putting in your body, and what is your body actually made out of? And this is where we want to start thinking, are you eating seed oils? Or are you eating fatty fish, avocados, tomatoes, and olive oil? Or are you eating donuts and lollipops and Lucky Charms? Because there's such a big distinction between how these molecules influence your body composition, but especially your cognitive function. We all know if you start your morning with cereal and a granola bar, you're gonna get a quick hit of energy. It's probably gonna taste pretty good. You're gonna be very happy about your breakfast, but an hour later, you're gonna crash, you're gonna be hungry, and your brain's gonna feel like absolute rubbish, right? You get this brain fog, you can't focus, you're thinking about food, you're craving another granola bar or a coffee, you just can't focus. You know your brain is capable of so much more, but you just can't get it to work. It's because you've had this high carb, high sugar, quick digesting breakfast, your blood sugar spiked up, and then it dropped. Now there's not very much energy floating around your body, and there's not very much sugar available to your brain. So you get this brain fog, and you get this cognitive crash, and you can't focus, and your output at work or your output at school or your studying, if you're in university like me, is rubbish. So this is where we want to think about fine-tuning breakfast. We're not introducing any supplements, we're just fine-tuning breakfast. I know a really kick-ass breakfast. Actually, I kind of feel embarrassed sharing this because it's kind of gross and you guys might think it's weird, but I don't care because I am weird and my breakfast is weird. So anyways, this is my breakfast for my brain. Seaweed, avocado, sardines. I'm not even kidding. And a ton of salt. More research is showing if you are low on electrolytes or if you're low on salt, athletic performance tanks, but so does cognitive performance. Coffee, caffeine. By the way, I learned this from James D. Nicolantonio in his book, The Mineral Fix, and I really want to get his book, The Salt Fix, because it looks really good. At your kidneys, caffeine increases the excretion of chlorine or chloride. I'm not sure what form is in your body. I think chlorine is the form that's in your body. But anyways, caffeine at the level of your kidneys increases the excretion of chlorine. So I started adding salt to my coffee because I have coffee. and I salt my coffee just to balance off the chlorine loss. And I haven't actually, I'm gonna be totally honest, I haven't noticed any changes in my cognition, but I'm also in summer right now, like I'm not in school. So I'm gonna try that in school, adding salt to my coffee and see like how it affects my brain performance. Where am I even going with this? My breakfast. Nori, like seaweed nori, plus an entire avocado, a bunch of rock salt, and then I'll have like 6 teeny little sardines, like the size of my thumb if they're fat, and the size of my pinky if they're skinny. Sorry, I'm like objectifying these sardines right now. That's my kick-ass brain health breakfast, and it fuels my body like rocket fire, like rocket fuel for your brain. I'm not hungry. I'm focused. I study a 90-minute focus sprint, so I'll put the timer on for 90 minutes, and then I just shut everything down and I just get to work. That sardine avocado sushi thing will fuel me for hours. Like I can go from breakfast until like 6 hours later and I don't need to eat anything, and my brain is just so sharp. And I'm probably like running on quite a bit of ketones at that point too, because I eat pretty low carb in general. But the distinction that I want to make is between the nutrition in Lucky Charms versus sardines. So in these sardines, I'm getting a ton of omega-3s, EPA and DHA forms. So omega-3, we all know, is the super potent, brain healthy, longevity, anti-inflammatory fatty acid, but it comes in 3 flavors. These 3 flavors, this is something we really break down inside my book, The Glow Formula. You can check it out on my website, nutritionbyelsa.com. But basically, as a high-level overview, EPA, DHA, ALA. Sorry, I didn't mean to middle finger you guys. ALA is alpha-linolenic or linoleic acid. Let's just call it ALA. Omega-3 ALA comes from walnuts, flax seeds, and any plants like avocados or olive oil, and it's super powerful anti-inflammatory, and it's really, really good for heart health and for skin health too. EPA and DHA, eicosapentaenoic acid and decahexanoic acid. I'm not sure the full name, doesn't really matter. EPA, DHA, these are ultra potent brain health fats. So EPA and DHA both help your brain synthesize myelin. And myelin is this thick, fatty substance that literally wraps around your neurons and your nerves, and it's like an insulation. So imagine a telephone wire. Oh, actually, see this wire here? Inside is a wire, but it's coated in plastic. If this wasn't coated in this plastic, then sparks would just like be flying out everywhere, and the electricity would never get from point A to point B. I have no idea what this is even for or where it's going, but if it didn't have this coating, the sparks would fly out everywhere and the electricity would be lost and it would never get to where it needs to go, and we would just be like so screwed. In your brain, this plastic coating is what myelin does. You have a neuron, and that neuron needs to communicate between this brain region and this brain region, or this brain region and your leg if it's a nerve. Because we have this coating called myelin, it insulates the wire, it insulates the neuron. It literally stops ions from leaking out. It stops the electrical signal from leaking out. So it's making sure that the message from this part of your brain gets to this part of your brain. It literally increases the firing speed of neurons. Without myelin, your neuron's gonna fire like microseconds slower. With myelin, your neuron is firing at a faster rate and more accurately. So EPA and DHA are critical fatty acids for making thick, healthy myelin. You also need B12 and magnesium. Magnesium is a mineral and it's a cofactor. So the enzymes, okay, actually pause. If you guys are still watching this video at this point, can you like comment something or like just let me know? Anyways, magnesium is a cofactor for the enzymes that make myelin, and B vitamins, B12 is also needed for that myelin synthesis. So now if you're vegan and you want to boost your brain health, this is where supplementation is really important. You're gonna wanna take a B12 vitamin, and you're gonna wanna take an algae-based or a krill oil. Krill is still an animal, but like it's a small little fish, basically like useless. So if you're vegan, maybe you're okay with that. I don't know, I'm definitely not vegan. But you wanna take an algae-based or krill oil-based omega-3 EPA and DHA because that will help improve cognition, reduce brain fog, and just help overall brain health. You're also going to want to consider a B12 to support myelin synthesis, and then B12 also has different roles it plays in cognitive function. Next supplement you can take for brain health is creatine. If you are eating a healthy diet, actually even if you're eating the standard American diet, so long as your diet has red meat, fish, and eggs in it, creatine has not been proven to improve cognitive function. Or maybe it has and I'm just not aware of the research. But if you're vegan or vegetarian, creatine supplementation will improve cognitive function and measures like learning, mental sharpness, focus, and memory. So again, that's going back to this foundational ladder. Exercise, diet first, and then we can talk about what actually is your diet. Is it paleo? Is it keto? Is it vegan, vegetarian? All these are going to impact your brain health differently. Some are going to be better for your brain health. Some aren't going to be better for your brain health. Like if you're on a carnivore diet or if you're keto carnivore, being in ketosis could help your brain health. But there's other factors like that diet's pretty low in antioxidants like quercetin and lycopenes, which we know improve cognitive function. Then we look at a vegan diet, and this diet is really low in EPA, DHA, there's no creatine in it, but it's full of plant compounds, quercetin and lycopene, which we know improve cognitive function. I'm somewhere in the middle, lots of red meat, a ton of eggs, a ton of fish, but also a lot of plants. So I think I'm doing pretty good in terms of diet and brain health. And I also exercise regularly and I strength train. So I'm giving my brain the nutrients it needs, B12, EPA, DHA, all the omega-3s, all the healthy fats, the amino acids, minerals that it needs to function. And then I'm also sending this signal for my body to stay young and healthy and sharp because I'm exercising regularly and I'm hiking in nature and I'm running through forests, which is so good for your brain as well. And I play tennis. So now I can climb up to the top of this ladder and start focusing on supplements. So the supplements that I take is I'll add MCT oil to my coffee first thing in the morning. I'll add salt to my coffee. I take creatine for athletic performance, not for cognitive performance, because I eat red meat and I eat fish and eggs. When I'm older, when I'll start to consider taking things like ginkgo biloba and lycopenes. I'm just referencing one singular study that I found that older Japanese adults taking a combination of EPA, DHA, omega-3 supplement plus lycopene plus ginkgo biloba for over 3 years, they all had reduced signs of cognitive aging compared to their peers. Wrapping this all up, supplements are major movers, but only if you're using them smartly. If you're following this hierarchy, if you're taking care of your bases, diet, nutrition, exercise, then what type of diet are you on? And then working up to the top of the ladder and we're focusing on supplements. Now, this is the case when supplements are 100% no-brainer, 100% beneficial, is if you're deficient. If for whatever reason your diet is not bringing in a specific nutrient, that is the purpose of a supplement. It's supplementary to the thing you're missing. It's a supplement. It's meant to supplement a deficiency. So if you are deficient in B6, pyridoxine. Yeah, B6 is pyridoxine. If you're deficient in B6, take a B6 vitamin and let's just quickly prioritize getting your B6 up, your intake up to a healthy range. That's going to be a part of the foundation. But if you're just thinking, ooh, I'm going to take all these vitamins and all these supplements and it's going to boost my brain, but your foundation is rubbish, that's not going to be a mover. If you just start stacking on supplements, it's not going to make the biggest difference unless you're deficient or unless you've already covered all your bases. That's going to conclude today's video because this was hella long, lots of information, super incoherent. In case you didn't realize, I had no structure, no plan to this whatsoever. So I hope you got some value out of it. And I'm going to make another YouTube video that's all specifically about brain health. And I promise that next one will have full structure, full order, and it'll be a lot better than this one. But I do want to just get this thought out there.